Everybody, it's your favorite Source's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at TF Source's exclusive to TFCon Toronto 2015 Devil Star, Evil Star, whatever his name is, their Astrotrain. He comes with a few accessories. Just as a heads up, this is as good as this toy is going to get, and it's never going to get this good again, so enjoy this. Good. Alright, let me set this aside. He comes with two of these guns, one for each of you, and red metallic paint, gray paint on a very nice sculpt. These accessories are top shelf. I love them to death. I think they're very G1 reminiscent, and the paint is sharp and appropriate and smart, and it's all on a single cast. If you're going to do it that way, this is the way to do it. This is a well done unit. Comes with two. They can plug into the top, so you can have like the, armored, Super Destroyer train, which is okay. I'm not sure that I would have it displayed that way, or you can plug one into the smokestack, which is even dumber, right? But that option is available to you. The really cool thing that this set comes with is the track. Is a die-cast piece. It's really awesome. It has like a glossy finish on the top, and then the bottom is just hollow, but it's heavy, it's good, it's cool. If I had any complaint about it whatsoever, it would be that I wish it was a little longer to encompass kind of the whole train, but it still does look like a nice display stand at its current size. So no real, legitimate complaint here. It looks really good. It's really smart. It's a clever idea. It's a good accessory. I'm all about it. And then I think the guns can even, tab in to the side there to have it displayed that way. So, it's thought out and it's clever, and I'm with that. Actually, disregard that. I just saw in the box that it comes with another piece of track. So you can have, and they connect like that. So you can have it like that. Now I have zero complaints about the track. Perfect. He also comes with this little bag of accessories, which is his visor and a couple of these little pieces here. I'm not going to be taking these out of the bag because I'm afraid that I will lose them. I have 2 kids and 2 dogs, and I'll tell you why I'm afraid I'm going to lose them. A buddy of mine, Cromdor, you can follow him on Instagram at KROMMDOR. He pre-ordered this with TF Source, knew I was going up there, and offered to send it to me. So, or offered, to let me pick it up. So I agreed, and he said I could review it. So I just want to thank him for that opportunity. Now let's get back to business. The train itself is awesome. It is, like I said, the best thing about this toy. When these wheels are all lined up perfectly, this whole assembly will move, and it does separate. Very clever. I dig that an awful lot. It looks exactly like the G1 toy, or at least like the G1 toy should look. This piece, just as a heads up, when you get it out of the box, is tucked up, so you just bring it down to give the full look. The black on there is so sharp. The translucent plastic is all done well and smart and clever, and the little red lights and stuff on there are painted perfectly. The silver there is done nice. This is top shelf. This is great. Unfortunately, it's all downhill from here, but if you are looking for an Astrotrain to display in train mode, or really in shuttle mode, this is probably the way to go. But I don't recommend this at all, and we'll get into why. We're going to do this in a montage for a few reasons, but one of which is I don't want to mess around with this too much and risk breaking it. But the first thing you want to do is push these 2 middle pieces in. You want to pull the front piece out, up, away, and then spin 180. Then make sure you flip this piece back up, fold it back in, and clip it back together. Easy for me to say. Disconnect the wheels. The one closest to the back is the one that disconnects, and I will tell you, that one disconnects a lot easier than the others, at least on this. There it is. Unfold the wings, untab these here, these little wheels, and it's a very thin piece of plastic, and bring the wings up. Same on the other side. Take the wheel that you disconnected and fold it up. That little tab in there will prevent it from rolling. Same on the other side. From what was the bottom side, fold the for front wheels in the back all the way down. Bring these side pieces down. They're on a ball peg, this on a hinge. Bring this piece out. And then you got to bring this fin out, they say. And that's going to be a little bit more difficult. So I had to get it started off camera because it really sucks. But I used my screwdriver and I pushed in. If you have this between this red translucent piece and then this purple piece, you can see the back side of this fin. I pushed it in and it gave me enough leverage to grab it with my fingers and get it up to here. And then once it's up to here, you can slide it all the way back to there, and then this should theoretically encompass it, and you can tap that back in, and then you can lay that piece down and it'll all fit nice. But great googa mooga. So then you got to play clean up a bit, close these ball peg hinged pieces back together, and then you can take this purple piece here and flip that back 180 and that back 180. So this swivels down in here, so you can get that out of the way. Flip the landing gear down. Then that will spin much more freely. This tabs back into here. This doesn't give you warm fuzzies either, I can tell you, but it will go. Spin the waist. In order to do that, make sure that these pieces here are up and back out of the way, and these pieces here are folded down the best you can. And then spin it. Line these up. These are on a double hinge, so they have to come down into there. That doesn't feel good either. Oof. Good grief. And then tab all this together. I'm going to do this off camera just so I can do it easier, but you can see, I hope, where all this tabs together, and I'll try to better explain it once I've got it. Last step, this is something I had problems with. Come around here, open this piece up, and fold. You see how this is like a perfect semicircle? Fold these at like a 45-degree angle. The whole wing assembly. There. Plug in, tab this piece in so that it encompasses the wing. Same on the other side. Fold the wheels down, clean it up, and you're done. I was pretty much just cleaning this up. The last things you want to do is flip these wheels in here, which I don't believe are in the instructions either. And let's see. Flip these pieces out and around, which tab in there. They tab in ish, but I've probably got something misaligned because I'm I'm pretty worn out from this thing.
No, no, please don't hurt me anymore.
But there you go. And it is a very decent looking shuttle, and it is very accurate. Gives good feels, good nostalgic feels. You see this isn't lined up quite properly, and it's probably something off with the hips, but I think you get the general idea. In terms of the accessories, plugging in, you can lift these wheels up and plug them, supposedly plug them into the side. That's what the instructions say to do, but it doesn't really work. Maybe it would plug in sideways like that, but it doesn't work. So that's stupid. And then you can plug them in here, but then you lose the ability to use the landing gear. And that doesn't look terrible, right? And then, or you can plug one in here, and that doesn't look terrible either. I can't figure out a way to utilize them in concert with the base, in case anyone. That doesn't mean that it's not possible. It just means that I can't figure it out. The paint is all done really sharp. The purple on the gray, and the use of gray plastic on the purple. It's all done very nicely. The wings are all clean. There's a metallic finish to the gray on here, which all looks really well, I must admit. But there's a metallic finish on most of this, and then this translucent here. It looks good. It does definitely look the part, but it is just no fun getting it there. All right, so let's do this again. This hurts, and doing it a second time hurts even more. But let's do it again. Open this piece up here. You can split it. Take these middle bits here, bring them up and back. Fold this landing gear here in, start opening. I guess take these and peg these side wings here, fold them back, the same on the other side. Open these panels up here, fold them back, take these panels here, fold them back on a double hinge so it's all the way around. Split the legs. Bring these pieces down and around 180. Same on the other side. Open up these two pieces of the upper calf and then spin them. And you can put them back together. Same on the other side. Open up. Spin them back together. Take the nose cone, turn it 90 degrees, flip out these pieces here, fold this translucent piece down, and then you're going to want to do all that for the other side as well. Slide the fin up, and that'll come out too, I guess. Alright, now the top half of it is nothing short of a nightmare in my opinion, but untab, I just get all this open, bring the arms out, and bring the head up, and this piece fills in this gap there. I have a hard time getting this middle section piece out. So bear with me for a minute. There. Okay. Shoulders up. Oh, these adamant pieces. they do kind of fill in more. They actually tab in there. Arms up, shoulders up rather, arms down. Get the hands out. Same on the other side. Good grief. It's just tight. It's a tight tolerance and there's not a lot of wiggle room. You gotta open this stuff up in the back. Okay, for this back piece, you gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. Make sure that these two side wings are rotated in as far as they can. Rotate these inner flaps. I don't know if you can see that well. Right here, down at the bottom base there. And then that whole piece will slide in between the bot and theoretically will allow you to close it all together. So then you get to this point, open up this chest piece. You gotta spin the thighs around and then spin that back around. And I guess leave the arms like that and spin the wrist. Bring out these bottom toe pieces. And there he is. Alright, let's look at this figure's articulation. This is the second time I'm doing this because I was so angry the first time I did it that I'm not sure if I gave it a fair shake. So yeah, oh my god. The face sculpt looks way off to me. It doesn't look like Astrotrain at all to me. Like not one bit. Other than he has a great face. And make sure that these are up. These panels. There's panels everywhere on this thing. This is a piece of junk. I feel bad for my buddy. He deserves better. But this is terrible. It doesn't clean up well. There's panels everywhere. It doesn't look appropriate. It doesn't look like the character. It doesn't look like the toy. It doesn't look like the cartoon representation. It doesn't look like Astrotrain whatsoever. It nails the alt modes so that you can have an alt mode sitting on your shelf looking relatively nice, but outside of that, junk. The plastic feels okay. The tolerances are off. It's got stress marks. The paint is good. I wish I could tell you something good. Like I do not buy this. Do not buy this. Do not buy the original mold. It's not good. He does hold his gun well, so that's okay. I mean, look at that. It's just seriously really, really ugly. I can't bear to look at it. It's trash. I'm really upset with it. Just look at that. I hope my buddy returns this. I couldn't have this in my house. It feels cheap. It's just not good. I don't even think I'm gonna put this review up. It's embarrassing. I hate this. I hate everything about this. If you have it, I think you should sell it. If you don't have it, I don't think you should buy it. Actually, these pieces. This is stupid. Alright, so the head is on a ball joint. Range up is okay. Range down is less than okay, but still acceptable. That's all filled in quite nicely. Shoulders are on a hinge here, on a peg that I'm pretty sure you could probably pull out to give you the swivel. So it's like a poor man's universal joint. And And then you have this shoulder here with not a lick of paint. Bicep swivel works just fine. And then 90-degree elbow, nice red metallic paint there. Wrist swivel, all the fingers are on a single pin hinge, which is nice. Same on the other side, this red metallic paint here looks fantastic as well. All this paint in here is beautiful, spot on, perfect. Perfect. It's the only thing that's perfect about this figure, but it is perfect. Color breakup in here is good, and the paint is all applied fantastically. And the metallic finish of the gray still shines through like a champ. Waist is on a ratcheting swivel, but I have found that it tends to get in its own way and cause all sorts of issues. As you can see, this wing here is like it seems like they're just held up with tension. This one's on there quite nicely, and it's almost like there's I don't know, like grease on this. There's not, but it just feels like there is the way this thing slides on it. This one, it's like it could use another coat of grease. Here, these are universal joints, but you lose all of the aesthetic. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me zoom in. You lose aesthetic there once you get to a certain point. You see that? So that's ugly, but efficient. It is soft. No, it's not. Just a straight universal joint, which is fine. And then a thigh swivel, and then a super strong ratcheted knee, which I'm not sure I understand the purpose of. I mean, I like a ratcheted knee, but if they're going to put a ratchet anywhere in this thing, I don't understand why the strongest one and almost the only one is right there. Seems like a waste. Purple paint is in there, and it is done well. As far as the legs, there's a fair amount of kibble. You can probably just flip these pieces here around to try to hide some of it, but this is, I believe, the official way you're supposed to do it. Official. The translucent plastic breaks up that. The different color plastics break it up. The red and the silver paint is all applied fantastically. Same on the other side. You get a knee swivel as well, which is something you don't really need, but it's not hateful on a bot. I hate it on a human character. And then you get a ankle rocker and a bit of a tilt, but not really. If you move this red translucent piece out, you can get the full tilt. And that's him. Yeah. There he is next to Chiguhr, and I have my issues with Chiguhr, but he's making him look pretty good right now. There he is with Masterpiece Prime, which he doesn't look right next to at all. He doesn't look like a masterpiece whatsoever. He doesn't even look like a halfsterpiece. He looks like a trashterpiece. And there he is next to classic Starscream, and he looks obnoxiously big next to him as well. So he doesn't really fit anywhere. Final thoughts wise, he just feels unprofessional. Like, look at this wing. I'm going to bring it up. Like, it just feels unprofessional. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like a premium toy, and it doesn't feel like it can keep up with today's market whatsoever. It feels out of touch, it feels out of place. The articulation is okay, but it breaks up the sculpt. The sculpt itself is kind of junky looking. The paint is applied really well, but the transformation is zero fun whatsoever. It is it's the opposite of fun. It's anti-fun. It goes to fun places and becomes a bummer. Like, it couldn't be less fun. It's not intuitive at all. The strongest joint is in the knee, which is like the last place where it needs it. It's just not thought out. It just feels, I don't know. It feels like yesterday's model or something. Like, it doesn't feel up to today's standards. I wish I could say more things that are positive about it, but outside of the paint and the fact that it does nail the alt modes, and Chiguhr doesn't, you know, but he doesn't. Astrotrain is not represented on my shelf as a train or a shuttle. So, yeah, don't get this. Like I said in the rant, if you own it, sell it. If you don't have it, don't buy it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.